Hi, Candy. My name is Ethel, and I'm a psychologist from the Department of Social Services. I've been doing this job for about 15 years now, and basically, they asked me to come in and do an assessment of you today and see how you're making out with your new baby. So, do you know why you're here today?
Yeah, my mom called social services and told them that she didn't think that I was taking care of my son well enough.
So, are you comfortable talking with me about that today?
Sure.
Okay. So, first, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I just turned 19 and I'm from Salisbury. I have two sisters and a brother, and my dad's a pastor at our local church. My mom is an elementary school teacher at the school just up the street from us. And I really like music. And I used to really like going to concerts, but now that I have the baby, I can't do that anymore. Yeah, well, I used to work at the local Save Easy as a cashier, but now I'm on maternity leave.
Oh, okay. So, are you enjoying your maternity leave, or?
It's good. The baby sleeps quite a bit all day, and so that gives me a lot of time to sit around and watch TV. I like that I don't have to stand around and deal with customers all day, because that was pretty tiring. But I only make 70% of my salary now that I'm on EI, so I'm really finding it tough to make ends meet. And, yeah, I miss talking to my coworkers and the people that I knew at work too. Like, I feel like I don't have any contact with anyone anymore. And I don't go to concerts anymore, and I just feel like I never get to go out or do anything that I used to do. Everyone seems to have different schedules than me. They're always working and off partying and drinking and having a good time, and I'm always here with Tommy. And I never get to go out. I don't have a babysitter, and I can't even pay for one if I did. Could find someone. And when my friends do come over, I feel like they just come over to see the baby. I don't even feel like we get to talk about anything. They just come over, they see the baby, and then they leave. And I hate to feel that way, but it makes me feel like the baby is more important than our friendship.
Well, so why don't you tell me a little bit more about this baby?
His name is Tommy. He's 8 months old, and he's a really great little guy. He smiles a lot, and I love him a lot, but he's really colicky and cries all the time, and I just feel like I never know what to do.
Yeah?
Yeah. He was born premature when he was born, and he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. So when he was born, he wasn't even breathing, and the doctors had to resuscitate him. They didn't think he was going to make it.
Wow. That must have been really tough for you. How did you deal with all that?
Well, we ended up staying in the hospital for a couple more weeks while they took care of him, and they did a great job. But then I ended up getting sick. Like, I caught a cold while I was there, and so I had to go down to the emergency room because I couldn't get a doctor, like the baby doctor, to see me. And while I was in the emergency room, my milk came in, and it was really embarrassing. I started to cry, and I just couldn't stop crying. No matter what I did, it was just, that's all I could do.
So were you crying because you were lactating?
No, I was crying because I don't know why.
So was the father of the baby around to help you with all of this?
No.
Oh, do you mean that he's never been around?
Yeah, ever since I told him that I was pregnant, he took off. It was just a one-night stand gone wrong. I actually feel quite terrible about it. We were both really drunk, and one thing just led to another.
And how does that make you feel?
Really upset, obviously. I felt like it was just as much his fault as it was mine. But he left, and now I'm stuck with the burden of raising a child as a single parent. I thought about like other options, but my parents are super religious and insisted that I keep the baby. Yeah, they were super upset to find out that I was pregnant. They don't even agree with having premarital sex, so they were really surprised to find out. They don't even really want me to have a boyfriend. And so anything I've ever done with guys has been behind their backs. And they knew that I barely even knew this guy. But for some reason, they decided they would rather me have this baby than do anything else.
Well, I mean, your parents know what's best for you, right?
Well, maybe, but they don't really help me at all. They only have seen their grandson at church, and that's usually because I go there. But I can't go that often because I don't even have a car. And they never babysit. I just feel all alone sometimes. And when I had the baby, or right before I had the baby, they told me that I had to get my own apartment and not live with them anymore. After they told me that I should have the baby. I just feel like I don't have any money to support him, and he cries all the time. I just feel by myself.
So you feel resentful because, I mean, your parents made you have the baby, and then they wouldn't help you, after not allowing you to make your own decision on that one.
Yeah, for sure. I just feel like they made me keep the baby, and so I figured they would help me along the way. Like, why did they make me keep it if they weren't going to be there for me? And then my mom calls social services on me and tells them that I'm not even taking good care of him. It's just really tough, and I really feel guilty that I'm not living up to everyone's expectations.
Okay. So how are you doing with the baby? How are you having trouble paying for things, or?
Yeah. I feel like I'm just barely getting by. I get food on the table for him and I and stuff like that. But I just don't feel like I can get him, the good toys, or he's still sleeping in a bassinet. Like, he's 8 months and, between the bassinet and my bed. So he doesn't even have his own bed yet. I just feel like I can't afford that for him. Also, he's, he doesn't have a lot of clothes, and I see the other kids, and they're always in, like, nicer things, and I just feel like I can't provide all the things that he really, really needs or should have. And I mean, I take care of him in the house and everything like that. But I just can't take him anywhere. I don't have a car seat, let alone a car. So, it makes it really tough to get anywhere. Like, even getting to the grocery store with him is a challenge. Also, I don't have a babysitter. I can't get out and enjoy, my life and be with my friends and do anything that isn't without him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do make sure that he's fed and he sleeps and, he's changed. But I also wish I had a life too.
Yeah, so, like, how do you feel about yourself in all of this?
I just feel alone. I wish things had turned out differently, and that I still had a good relationship with my parents. I just wish I could be a teenager again like I used to be. I just can't seem to get ahead. I mean, I am seriously barely making it on my own. And no one seems to want to help me. And, my house is constantly a mess because I just feel so down about it all. And I just don't have the energy to do anything anymore. I haven't even slept well since the baby came. And you always hear new mothers saying that. But even when he's asleep, I don't sleep. I'm just not all I can do is just sit there and feel miserable. I just wonder what my life would be like right now if I had been able to make my own decisions. You know, I wanted to go to college and stuff and have a career. But now I just feel like I'm shackled in my house and this baby.
Well, I mean, based on what you've told me today, it really seems to me like you might be experiencing the symptoms of postpartum depression. So, from what you've told me, it sounds like the difficulty surrounding the birth itself and the lack of social support networks that you have left you feeling pretty resentful and depressed. You also seem to feel pretty guilty about how you're currently caring for your child, and I mean, obviously, there are some issues if your mother brought it upon herself to call social services, um, and these things could be harmful to your baby and to yourself. So overall, I would recommend that you consult a doctor just to rule out any physical causes of the depression, and then seek some therapy just to work on these issues. But thank you very much for coming in today, Candy. Appreciate it.